Hello everyone. Welcome to a new adventure. Have you ever heard of the monasteries hanging in the air? Join us as we explore one of the most fascinating places in Greece. This is a place where natural beauty and devotion blend in perfect harmony, creating a landscape that feels both monumental and deeply human. Starting in Athens, we head north to Kalambaka, a small town at the foot of the Meteora cliffs about 350 kilometers away. You can reach Meteora from Athens by train, bus or car all the way to Kalambaka. We took the bus early in the morning, leaving from the Lyusion terminal. The trip takes about 5 to 6 hours and tickets are available online. The bus makes a couple of quick stops, good for stretching your legs or grabbing a snack. During one of them, we met this little friend, very curious about our food. After a few hours on the road, the landscape slowly began to shift, and it became clear we were getting closer to somewhere truly extraordinary. We arrived in Kalambaka, a quiet town tucked beneath Meteora's towering cliffs, where we settled in for our stay. Its narrow streets, traditional markets, and unhurried pace offer a striking contrast to the dramatic landscape that surrounds them. The fertile plains around Kalambaka have long supported a rich variety of vegetables and produce. Greece is a top olive producer, and in Kalambaka you can really see the variety on display. Still, the town has plenty of accommodation and services for travelers. Millions of years ago, nature began to sculpt this extraordinary landscape. Massive rock pillars, some over 400 meters tall, now rise dramatically from the flat plains of Thessaly. Their presence is breathtaking, like stone giants guarding the entrance to the Pindus mountain range. The landscape alone is already awe-inspiring, but what's even more astonishing are the Orthodox monasteries perched atop its most unreachable peaks. Starting in the 11th century, the first monks began arriving in Meteora. They created small places of prayer nestled beside, or even inside, the natural caves carved into the rock formations. Between the 14th and 15th centuries, monks began climbing the massive rock pillars. They used stakes or ropes to help them make the ascent. Over time, they built monasteries and hermitages atop these towering formations. And that's how Meteora was born, a place of faith and refuge, where these monasteries have defied gravity and time to this day. The name Meteora comes from Greek and means suspended in the air, a reference to the striking way the monasteries seem to float above the towering rock formations. In 1988, the entire complex was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, only 6 monasteries remain active, each one open to visitors and still home to monastic life. They are the Great Meteoron, Varlam, Brauzanu, St. Nicholas Anapausas, St. Stephen, and the Holy Trinity. Tomorrow, we'll visit the Great Meteoron, the oldest and most prominent, and then head to Varlam, known for its dramatic perch. We woke up early, hoping to reach the monasteries before dawn. A group of friendly cats greeted us at the entrance, quietly roaming the grounds as if they owned the place. The winter chill was in the air, and as the sun began to rise, the fog slowly lifted to reveal the landscape. That's when the great Meteoron emerged, bathed in golden morning light. In the distance, the quiet sounds of the monks' daily routines began to echo through the cliffs. The Great Meteoron is the oldest, largest, and most emblematic of all the Meteora monasteries. It stands on the highest rock of the complex Platylithos, or white stone, rising over 600 meters above sea level. Originally, access to the monastery was a true challenge, reserved only for the bravest. Monks would climb using rope ladders, nets, or even baskets hoisted by hand. A risky method, but one that ensured complete isolation. Today, the pulley carts are still in use to bring up supplies, though they've been modernized and are now motorized. Legend has it that a traveler once asked how often the ropes were replaced. The monks calmly replied, "Whenever the good Lord lets one break." It wasn't until around 1920 that 300 steps were carved into the rock, making the climb more accessible, though it's still a bit of a workout. Climbing all those steps can be a bit challenging, but the effort is absolutely worth it. The landscape slowly opens up, revealing a wide, rolling valley dotted with greenery, where the stone towers rise even more strikingly into view. As we walk, tiny drops of water slip from the rock walls and fall silently onto the path. Sunlight filters through the mist rising slowly from the valley, casting an ethereal, almost otherworldly veil over everything. From here, the view of Varlam Monastery is breathtaking. It seems to hover above the mist, like it's gently resting on the edge of the sky. The moss covering the rocks glows with unusual intensity, a vivid green that comes alive in the touch of the morning light. As we move forward, the sounds of the world fade away. No voices, no engines, just the whisper of the wind, the distant call of a lone bird, and the slow, steady rhythm of our footsteps. But the effort is more than worth it. As you make your way up, the valley slowly unfolds below. The massive rock formations rise around you, creating a powerful sense of connection with the landscape. Near the peak, there's a small hermitage carved into the rock, once home to the monastery's founder. Simple and silent, it reflects the essence of Orthodox retreat, a life of contemplation, detachment, and harmony with nature and the divine. We arrived early, about half an hour before the monastery opened its doors. The quiet stillness of the morning made the wait feel like part of the experience, just us, the rocks, and the rising sun. Entry to each monastery costs around €3 per person. Just make sure to bring some small change with you. It'll come in handy. The Orthodox monks who live here lead an austere life, shaped by solitude and the pursuit of spiritual sanctity. Their days are a quiet rhythm of work, study, and rest, each moment infused with a deep connection to the divine, expressed through continuous prayer. Inside the great Meteoron, centuries of art come together on its walls. The fresco we're looking at was painted in 2008 and decorates the southern wall of the refectory. Created by Vlasios Tsotsonis, a renowned Greek artist, it shows Christ among prophets and ancient philosophers. His work blends tradition with a fresh perspective. You'll find a link to his page in the video description. Elsewhere in the monastery, older murals from the 16th century still cover the walls with vivid scenes meant to guide, inspire, and invite reflection. Its architecture speaks of seclusion and protection. Solid buildings that follow the rugged lines of the terrain. At the heart of the complex stands the Church of the Transfiguration, a Byzantine-style structure built in the 1500s. It features a high dome and the traditional cross-shaped layout. The monastery also includes a traditional kitchen, a refectory, a hospital, and a striking defensive tower. Its library is one of the richest in ancient manuscripts and codices in the Orthodox world. Only some parts of the monasteries are open to visitors. Over the centuries, the great Meteoron was more than a place of prayer. It became a spiritual beacon. In its early days, it drew not only monks seeking solitude, but also nobles who gave up their privileges to embrace a life of contemplation. The 16th century marked its golden age. New buildings were constructed, intellectual life flourished, and the library filled with rare manuscripts, many of which are still preserved today. But not all chapters were peaceful. In the centuries that followed, the monastery faced difficult times. Wars, fires, and looting took their toll, and for a long while it teetered on the edge of abandonment. It wasn't until the early 20th century that efforts to revive the great Meteoron began. Improvements in access and renewed monastic interest gradually brought life back to its ancient walls. Today, it endures not just as a place of worship, but as a remarkable piece of living history. The semantron is a percussion instrument used in Orthodox monasteries. It's a wooden plank, struck with a mallet to produce a rhythmic sound and call monks to prayer or services. The old kitchen still has its stone fireplace, blackened pots, and wooden shelves worn by time. You can almost smell the faint scent of ash and dried herbs, reminding you of the quiet, slow pace of life when the monks cooked their meals. Near the entrance, there's a small building that once served as the monks' wine cellar and storage room. As you walk through, it's easy to imagine the quiet pace of monastic life centuries ago. Barrels being filled, supplies carefully arranged, and the cool air preserving the harvest. Today, it's been turned into a modest museum, offering a glimpse into how wine and provisions were once stored and managed in the monastery. You can also see examples of traditional carpentry work, a reminder of the monks' craftsmanship and self-sufficiency. As we walk through one of the side corridors, the walls offer a glimpse into Greece's complex past, with old photos, newspaper clippings, and bits of local history lining the way. The monastery also houses a folk art museum with artifacts from key moments in the country's modern history, though we didn't get to visit it this time. In the next video, we'll walk through the museums at Varlam Monastery and take a closer look at this exhibition. Meteora isn't just a place to look at, it's a peaceful refuge where even the busiest traveler can find calm and rest, surrounded by amazing views. And that's the end of our tour at Great Meteoron. But the adventure isn't over. In our next video, we'll climb the ancient steps of Varlam, a peaceful monastery perched on the cliffs with quiet corners full of history and breathtaking views. If you want to keep exploring places with us, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, give the video a like, and let us know in the comments what you think. Your support keeps Happy Boots moving forward, creating new stories to share. See you in the next video. Bye bye.